My name is Evaline Jefa. I'm based in Garashi, that is in Kilifi County, Kenya. The COVID 19 pandemic has turned an already bad situation into worse since the community has not yet recovered from the damage the last floods caused. There is an ongoing curfew, and anyone caught outside their homes without a face mask is fined 20,000 Kenya shillings.
We are in a partial lockdown since the first case of COVID-19 was reported on 13th of March. It's been actually 62 days since then. The government announced a curfew immediately after the first case was recorded, and since then we've been on a 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew.
The situation across the country is that the corona virus crisis is rising day by day. People have been advised to keep distance and put on masks. For anyone caught without mask and not keeping distance shall face the consequences for not adhering to the government rules and regulations.
New COVID-19 cases are confirmed almost every day, though we have not had or reported any case in our area, that is Bore. People have been told to wash their hands, to maintain social distancing, and wear face masks whenever they go to public places. Anyone who caught without the mask is to be fined 20,000 Kenya shillings or be imprisonment for 2 months.
Apart from the economy going down due to lack of employment, be it permanent or casual, another major problem we are facing is lack of food for many. The government has a food aid program going on, but unfortunately, it targets just but a few. Many are left stranded, not knowing where to get their next meal or how to source an income.
It's not been easy getting all the essentials. People are really suffering because most people here survive with a daily wage. So it's been tough for Kenyans. And since most of them live below $1 a day, the biggest problem we have here is food. And many citizens are going hungry. So access to food and clean water has been an issue since the COVID-19 happened. Many have lost their jobs, so they're not able to afford that food. And the little food that's available is very, very expensive to afford. So many families are going hungry, and many people go days without having food. Finally, the government is trying so hard in terms of research to get a vaccine. So we hope that things will go back to the normal in the near future.
The biggest problem our community are facing is lack of food and sanitizer and water and sanitary pads for girls, because now they are at home and due to lack of jobs, they are not able to afford them at ease during their periods, so especially to their adolescent girls.
The biggest problem our people are facing is lack of employment. No jobs. All jobs have been locked down, and these people have got no any means of survival. Still, they need basic needs for their families.
There's so many disturbing cases, like this one. I encountered a lady who gave birth on the roadside. She didn't have money, she had nothing, so she had to give birth on the road. She's a mother of 3. Her hubby lost her job, so he disappeared on her. He's nowhere to be seen. She can't afford to pay her rent, so the landlord actually is housing her for free. Then there's another case which this old mama, She's been paralyzed for the last 13 years. She can't access medicine because the daughter who was supporting her lost her job. So we distributed some food stuff to them. Another one was a lady who was working on a security firm. She's asthmatic, so she lost her job. She can't travel to the up country because of the partial lockdown. She has no relatives, so she's been sleeping the whole day. Okay, she's so sick right now. She can't move anywhere, so she can't cook. So we donated some food stuff to her. So that's the situation right now.
The families are seriously struggling because their work has stopped, and also people find it difficult to plant trees because they struggle to find seedlings to plant, and for that reason our aim is to set up a tree nursery.
We're just praying that things go back to normal, but the cases are rising. Right now we are talking of 1,000 something, above 1,000 cases with 56 deaths so far, and a few recoveries. So we are hoping for the best.
Someone came to my place a few days back, and this person, his name is Fikiri. He's a neighbor of mine. Fikiri has 3 children, and his wife just had a small baby like 3 days ago. So when Fikiri came to my place, he needed some little help, mainly because he didn't have food. His wife was expecting. He didn't know what to do, and this is a guy who used to work in Malini in one of the big hotels. He's been jobless since this COVID-19 thing started. So I asked him how he's been managing so far, and he told me that he would go to different shambas and work as a casual laborer, but for the last 2 weeks things have been like so bad. There's been no job at all. People are, even the ones who could give small jobs in their shambas, they don't have the money to pay for people to do that work, so they're doing it themselves. So Fikiri was like, he was so desperate, and he told me that it went to a point where he had to trap rats in his house so that he could feed his children. When the village elders, when the chiefs and the village elders were going around writing the names of the people who can get the food aid, he was one of them who was written down, but so far he hasn't yet gotten any kind of any kind of aid. So he's in a really bad situation, and I feel for him. But then it's happening everywhere. This is just one person, but there's so many who are struggling, especially in terms of food, because right now I'm telling you the prices have hiked like 100%. Something that you could buy for 50 shillings, now you're buying for like 80 or 90 shillings, some even 100 shillings. Another situation is of this girl who has just found out that she's pregnant. And when I asked her what happened, she was like, okay, at home there's nothing, there's no food, there's nothing, so we have to find means and ways to eat. So she got into a relationship with one of these boda guys. Boda guy is someone who has a motorcycle and he carries people for money. So she had a relationship with this guy, and she's now like she's like almost 2 months pregnant, and she hasn't even told her parents. She's really scared. But the thing is that all this happened because of the situation that is around here. Things are like really bad. She couldn't afford, at home her parents couldn't afford to give her, like, even 2 meals a day was a luxury. She couldn't get sanitary towels, she couldn't get soap for washing her clothes, she couldn't get soap for washing her bodies. All the small things that one needs for the daily use is just, it was impossible for her to get. So she opted to have a relationship with someone so that she can get those needs, and now her life is messed up. This is just how that's how the situation is around here, and it's just like two stories from two people, but there's a lot happening, a lot that is untold, a lot that is unsaid, and it's very heartbreaking.
With the financial support from World Forest Organization, I've managed to support up to 10 families. That's around 50 people in this pandemic. Actually, I did it last week when I received the support. Each household got food stuff consisting of rice, beans, bananas, maize flour, ugali. Ugali is our staple food, and cooking oil, which will last them for 1.5 weeks.
Though we have not been able to work here and there, but through World Forest Organization, we thank God because our people have been at least supported getting food materials and aid that is coming direct from the World Forest Organization. Actually, right now we have been able to support 64 families in Bore area.
The type of food that I have been able to distribute along is maize and rice for food, soap and sanitizer for health protection, with assistance from the World Forest Organization. I have managed to distribute those food items to around 25 households in the community, approximately 175 individuals. It has helped them during the period when the corona crisis is still a problem.
With the support from the World Forest Organization, I've managed to distribute 40,000 each week for 8 weeks, and that is equals to 40 families. The funds help the mothers of the forest to buy things like maize flour, wheat flour, rice, washing powder, and other things that they need to use around the homestead.
I greatly thank the donors for the help. I'm so grateful for the help that you give us. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
So we appeal and thank all the donors through the World Forest Organization for the effort they have done to make our people smile again, even in during this awful time of the COVID-19 pandemic. My name is, thank you.
Lastly, lot of thanks to the donors and from the World Forest Organization who have managed our lives stable and ease. Thank you so much.
On behalf of the mothers of the forest and my entire community, I would like to give a very, very big thank you to our donors. Asante sana. Be blessed. Thank you.